I'm Chris Landis and head of the ag lending for First Citizens Community Bank. We just finished up day one of our Ag Forum 2026 Ag Forum in Lebanon at the Lebanon Valley Expo Center. I have Doug Johnson here with me at Johnson's Ag Outlook.
Yep.
And we had some great interaction with some customers and just agribusiness people and talking about AI. And when we're talking about AI, it's artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I got to say that. We got ag people here that might think otherwise. But anyways, um, just to summarize a few things that we talked about, where do you see the greatest benefit for using AI in agriculture today and then also in the future?
Sure. Chris, first of all, thanks for having me today. This is a great group. The questions were so good from the audience, and you guys, it shows the commitment of your bank to agriculture to do an event like this. So kudos to all of your team.
Thank you.
Um, AI and agriculture, I got to tell you, I think there are great opportunities in ag, and I think there are some big potential risks in AI as it comes to society. So we'll kind of talk about where do I see AI going in ag here a little bit. I think in agriculture, the benefit AI provides is taking all this disparate data, bringing it together. Look at all the technology in the combine, on the tractors, all the stuff that it's collecting.
Oh, yeah.
But it's everywhere and it's not organized to tie in with the markets, with the weather, with the soil sample, all this. And AI has an opportunity to pull it together and make it make sense if it's put together correctly. Then we get into the flip side of AI where it's very young, it's very new, and there's not a lot of guardrails around it. We can talk more about that, but
Yeah, that was the one thing as we were talking about it. The concern is even just the quality of the information that you're receiving when it's AI generated.
yeah.
Is it, and depending on how you ask the question, it depends on, kind of what kind of response you're going to get. So,
We part of the examples today, I was able to prove the bias that AI can provide
yep.
when you ask a question, depending how you ask it. And remember the example I gave, whether it is using capitalization upper lowercase,
Yep.
but then take the same question and ask it all lowercase.
Yeah, and you got different.
Within 1 minute,
answers.
you got a different response. Impossible. It's the same question using upper lowercase difference.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of risk in AI from that perspective, where it gets in how it gets its data.
Agreed. For those who have never used AI, what advice would you have for them in using it?
If you've never used AI or you're newer to AI and you're not a daily user, you have to question everything AI gives you back. Everything. So I went as a very simple question. There's different levels of AI, free versions and paid subscriptions. The free version, 2/3 of America uses free version, cell phones, laptops. Then there's paid subscriptions, $20 a month, $100, $200 a month. Those paid subscriptions give you deeper access to information, more validated information. So think of this. If 2/3 of the population uses a free version, unvalidated sources in many cases, I actually went and asked AI of itself, how inaccurate are the free version of AI answers? So when I ask AI free, how inaccurate is it? It said 40 to 90% inaccurate. So if you're new to AI, when you ask a question, you have got to go and think, don't check the cranium at the door, is this make sense? And invalidate it and ask AI, where did you get your information? Tell me your source.
And I think that's the scary thing is that in this generation where AI is becoming more relevant, that people don't get to the point where they 100% rely on just stuff that they're getting from AI. That they do do some research and make sure that the information is is valid and correct.
AI is quick, it's easy. I have a question I don't know the answer to, or I'm not going to ask the question. I have an innocent question I want an answer. The quickest way to do it is just type it in, wait for its AI automated response. What must be true? It came from the internet, right?
Yeah.
But what we did talk about was, where does AI in part get its information from? Facebook or Meta, Twitter or X, whatever.
Right.
And it's like, those aren't validated sources. Those are opinions and bias.
Yeah. And what is the number one thing you'd like people to take away from this event?
From this event, there are two things. I'm going to do part one, part two. The first session we did, I talked about AI fundamentals, things we have to be aware of. Don't trust, but validate. And I think what we have to do is learn how to leverage AI to our advantage, because right now it's unchecked. There's no guardrails, there's no penalty for providing wrong answers. Okay, why do we allow that to happen? So if you're new to AI, you have to learn how to validate and ask the right questions. That was part one, AI. Part two, which is probably more important, our voice in agriculture.
Yeah.
And some stats I shared was 1% feeds 100%. 1% of the population's farmers, ranchers, dairies feed 100% of the population. That's minuscule. And most people are 3 generations displaced from the farm. And if anybody is watching this and you grew up on a farm, you're actively farming, you're like, everybody around me knows about agriculture. They do not. 1% knows about agriculture. 99% of the people are very displaced. Los Angeles, Atlanta, Georgia, New York City never stepped on a farm.
I was very impressed. We had several FFA members from various schools that were here. I think there was probably 20 to 25 represented from various schools, and it was really interesting to hear their comments when we asked some questions, and one of the things that came out of it is getting our message out there.
Yeah.
We need to get the message out there, and because a lot of people are being swayed by information that really is inaccurate.
Yep.
And does not represent the true U.S. Agriculture and the farmer. And so getting that message out there
Yep.
is important, especially when people are getting information through AI. And
Yep.
some people have no idea what the farm even looks like.
Correct. Never been on a farm. They don't know the difference between a combine and a tractor, right? The FFA students, I was so proud of them. Number one, they were all engaged.
Yep.
So they were asking questions, and one of them said, "What can we do?" And when you think about that generation, they grew up with cell phones. It was just part of their life.
Yes.
Technology was part of like social media. They've never not known social media. Think of that.
And I think that's the generation that, as far as getting the message out,
Yes.
will do a much better job, I think, than the older generation
Yes.
that's not used to the social media
Yep.
presence. And I think we're learning,
Yep.
but I think it's something that we need to all do a better job on.
Well, our generation watches TV. The next generation watches YouTube, TikTok, all that. They don't watch the traditional news sources that we do.
They get little clips here and
They
there.
get clips here and there, yeah. But they're a mastery at learning how to promote. They just need to promote.
And my last question to you is, how do you think producers will need to adapt to the use of AI technologies to be successful in agriculture and in their business?
So I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't believe every producer needs to adapt AI technology. I do not believe that. You've got some fantastic producers that farm like my grandpa did, and they're fantastic at it. Stewards of the land and great at animal husbandry. And then we have others that have gone big and use all the new technology. If you're using the technology that gathers all this computerized data, AI is going to be a benefit, because it will synthesize and point out things that you might have missed or never thought of asking. You just have to understand how to leverage AI to ask it the right question to give you what you're missing. It's not what you know, it's what you don't know, it's what you want AI to tell you. So I think we're going to have, if you're no need for AI, you're going to be fine, but you got to focus on production. You got to focus on who is your customer and how do you get your voice, your product to the customer where it's a value add. Otherwise, you blend in to everything else, the large corporate. We got to have our voice and our product value down better than we do.
Great. Well, again, I want to thank you, Doug, for spending some time with us today. Looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to be up in Bradford County at the Troy Fire Hall
Yes.
and do this all over again. And it's always great, even though we have, farmers, it's always great in the different locations to see
Yes.
the different responses and see how they're engaged. And so we look forward to that. And we'll see you again tomorrow.
Awesome. We
Thanks.
just got to find ways, keep farmers farming, ranchers ranching, ag lenders lending, because it's about rural America.
Agreed.
We've got to keep that going.
Absolutely.
Chris, thank you.
Thank you.